Hello, my fellow coders. Welcome back to ThinkInCode. And today we are going to talk about writing a file using Python. And y- up till now, we have been printing our outputs, and this time we'll be putting it into a file. So basically, what I mean is name equals to ThinkInCode. And to show the output, we used to do this, and we would get an output. But this is not dynamic. Once we close the program, this output is gone. So that is why we'll store it in a file, a txt file. So let's get started. In the previous video, I told you that R equals to reading when it comes to our modes in file handling. So if we look at it, it was something like file equals to, and then we have open data.txt, and let's say R. Now this would read the file. So I would say print file.read. Let's make a new file called data.txt, and we'll write here, hello, this is thinker. And now let's run this code, and we would get, hello, this is thinker. So that is how we get output using this. But what if we want to write a data? So let's delete this first. So we have deleted it. So what we are going to do, instead of R, we are going to do W. That is for writing. So if we do W and then we write something like file.write, and then we'd say, hello, this is a thinker, and then we'll do file.close, because after we open a file we have to close it, and we run this. It will create a new txt file, and it would have, hello, this is a thinker, the same thing we wrote here. Now if we run it again, does it add another line? No, it's the same line. That is why we have something different here that is called appending. This is how we edit files. So what we can do is, if we run this, but instead of W, we write A here, and if we run it, as you can see, we got another one of this. So why is that? Because append adds to the text, adds to already existed text. That we are editing this already existed, we are editing it. But when we do writing or W, it will remove this whatever is here and re-add whatever we are adding. So if we do W and let's say re-added, and if we run this, as you can see, it says re-added. Now what we can do here is change this to A, and then we can say in next line add edited. So edit by think. And if we save this and run, as you can see, we got edited by think. And now let's do that again. So W, and instead of this, we are going to do change file and run this. As you can see, change file. So writing removes everything previously on the file and rewrites it to whatever we are writing on it right now, and appending will add to whatever already exists in the file. Before we move on with anything, in the previous video I already showed you there is a way better way to write open statement, and this is this way. So yeah, this is how you should write it, because after we write it this way, we don't need that file.close, and this is much more simpler, and it makes sense that this whole is a block of code and we know exactly what a write statement or the read statement is. After this, we're going to learn about how to write multiple lines. Okay, so let's say we are going to take an input from a user. Name equals to input, enter your name, is equals to int, input, enter your is, and then we have, let's say, subject equals to enter your subject, and then what we're going to do is file.write, and file.write. So here is a problem. You know what's the problem? It's that first we need to change this into string. That is the first problem. And then next, what we have is we are doing W, right? So every time we write it, the file would change. Now if we run it, let's say thing 26 and subject being Python. If we run this, we got all of it. Now if we run this again and we add code 29 and pandas, it changed. Now that's a problem. So what we can do instead is change this to append. Now let's remove all this, and then let's run it again. Run it. Now we are going to write thing and 26 and subject being pandas. We added this. Now let's do for the code, name code 23, and this time we are going to add Python. Now let's see that. Wow, okay. As you can see, we got both the data. Now we can save our data without it escaping. Like every output, it changes. it does not need to do that. In the previous videos, I talked about projects of student generator, invoice generator. Now, this is how you can save those outputs so you can view it later on. For the final time, I'm just going to explain the modes. So if you think, it's like this. In very simple terms, write deletes old data, and append keeps old data and adds to it, deletes old data and adds new data to it. In the most basic way you can explain, this is how we do this. Now, this can be useful for contact apps, logging systems, logs, whatever you do, right? All of those. So that is it for today, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy coding, keep coding.